Hi there, this is Lynn Delmastro Thompson with Heartfire Healing, and I want to share with you in this short video something called the Cortices technique. This is a technique from the Body Talk system, and it's a powerful brain balancing technique. So I want to teach it to you today, but before I start teaching it, I want to just give you just a little bit of information so you understand it. So this technique refers to the cortex of the brain, which is the outermost layer, the left and the right cortex of the brain. But we're also balancing the entire brain. We're balancing all of the structures that are deeper into the brain. So the limbic brain, the emotional brain, our reptilian brain, or kind of the ancient part of our brain, just all various parts of the brain get a balance with this technique. And when we're balancing with this technique, what we're doing is we're diminishing any cold spots, any areas of less blood flow in the brain. And it's really fascinating because they've found in studies that if there's diminished blood flow in certain areas of the brain, it can actually correspond to physical pain in different parts of the body. So if you have pain in your knee, you might actually have a cold spot in your brain that actually shows that. So when we balance these cold spots with this technique, we can actually also be improving the physical body. So I'm going to get started with the technique, and you can do this along with me if you're interested. And so you're going to take one hand, your fingers are going to be together, and you're going to just hold on to the back of your head. This is the occipital region of the brain, and it processes the input from our eyes. So if you have a lot of eye strain, poor eyesight, or if you want to work on your intuition and insight when we're balancing this part of the brain, it actually is really powerful. So your other hand, you're going to have fingers spread wide, and you're going to just gently tap over the top of your head. Nice deep breath. And then you're going to tap over your heart, and you're going to tap over your navel. So my hand is down by my belly button. And as I'm tapping, I'm focusing on diminishing cold spots and improving the communication of my brain. I'm moving up another hand width. Same thing. Nice deep breath. Nice deep breath over the heart. And then nice deep breath over the navel. And then coming further up, if your fingers are tapping over the hand that's holding, that's totally fine. And then tapping over your navel. And then this is the top, at the top of the head is the parietal lobe of the brain. We process the input from our sense of touch. So people with imbalances around that might benefit. So that's one of the benefits of this area. Could also help with pain because pain receptors also are connected to touch, sense of touch. Coming to the front now, this is your frontal lobe. You do a lot of deep thinking, deep planning here. So we're balancing that part of the brain. That's sort of our higher thinking functions. And then you're going to take hands, fingers pointed to the back, holding just above the ears. This is the temporal lobes. We process our sense of hearing, our sense of smell. Our verbal memory is on one side and our visual memory is on the other side. So all of those things getting a nice balance. And then one hand releases, doesn't matter which. And then just briefly holding there again. So we're tapping over the brain to help it make any of the changes that it needs to do, to notice if there's any communication problems, if there's any cold spots. We're tapping over the heart because the heart has the blood supply. It pumps through the entire body, so it's updating the whole body mind about what's going on, what we're doing, what we're updating. And we're tapping over the navel, over the gut brain, because this is actually In body talk, we call it our third brain. Some people call it the second brain, but we call this the first brain, this the second brain, and our gut the third brain. And it's important to update that brain as well. There's a lot of communication that goes on between the gut and the brain and the head. So it's important to loop that in as well. So I hope that you found this useful. If you're in a really stressful situation, you can actually use this technique multiple times in a row. So if you're feeling really triggered by something and you do it once and you're still feeling stressed out and you need some more support, you can do it again and again and again. And when you're doing it multiple times, you're really getting to the amygdala, which is deep in the brain. Under here is the under my hands is the limbic brain, and deep inside that is just a bundle of kind of nerves, which is our amygdala, and it controls our fight or flight response, and it really responds very well when we do this multiple times. So I'd invite you to do this on a regular basis. You can't overdo it, but at least doing it maybe once or twice a day, and start to see what you notice when you do it. Do you feel it's easier to concentrate? Do you feel your stress levels lower? Do you feel your whole body feels healthier? And I hope you found this very helpful. You're welcome to share this technique with anybody, or this video as well. And please use Cortices on a regular basis.